100% should not be making this video, but I'm gonna do it anyways. I'm gonna show you what's under the hood of my $6 million online business that I've been running for the past 6 years. And just to show you that I really do this, so we host this on WAP. Now, I've gone through multiple different payment processors, but you can see a lot of money running through it, and it's still running to this day. Started this thing in 2018 in my college dorm and have grown it into the empire that it is today. We're gonna get into the nitty gritty of it. I'm gonna show you everything. Now, this is primarily a low ticket subscription community, which is pretty insane because when you calculate it, now this is a pretty rough estimate, but I've had people give me money over 100,000 times overhand. That is really difficult to do in scale, but this thing has survived multiple iterations of the internet and is still surviving to this day as of this recording. Now, to simply explain what the community is, it's a reselling Discord, so someone subscribes to it and they get information on profitable items that they can resell on eBay. So like this Stanley Cup right here, this thing is $55 and people are selling it for about a double up. And you can see all the success right here. They make money, they resubscribe, and the cycle repeats over and over again. Now you can imagine how many items on the internet are profitable. There's a lot of them. So there's a lot of different information running through, but with the proper systems and everything in place, this thing has ran smoothly and people have made a bunch of money. Now, who is this perfect for? Communities apply to so many different things on the internet. They apply to personal brands, so any sort of big figures you see on the internet, people with info product brands, which this is right here. It's just an information brand. Faceless theme pages, which you see around a lot. You probably at least follow a few of them. Coaches, agencies, and even SaaSes. Now, it seems like I've just thrown everything at the wall, but I promise you, you can make money through almost every single one of these, and I've done it with almost every single one of these right here. Now, for this video, even if you're just starting out or you already have a successful business, brand, or some sort of personality on the internet, I guarantee you there's something you can get from communities. So let's go ahead and go into it. So starting with the niche and offer with any sort of thing with a community. Now, let's go ahead and what I did with Book of Alpha. So I started this back in 2018. If you guys remember, people were buying a lot of sneakers and they were reselling them back when it was really popular. Kind of died now, but I kind of foresaw that, and that's why I made Book of Alpha. I made it so I didn't want to go for sneakers. I was really against them just because they were so difficult. So that's why I kind of carved out my own lane, and I just made it where we literally went for virtually anything else. You can see right here, we go for like these price errors where they'll mark down any sort of things like this CPU, normally 134 bucks. Found it for $2, so that's one of our softwares, and we just go for anything. So this is actually a James Charles makeup set, but this resold for a lot of money a lot of years back. This resold last year is this Lil Tykes dream set. Really, anything on the internet that resells, we have it in the Discord. Now, mind you, for any sort of niche or offer, you can really do this for anything, but you really want to specify how you can carve your own lane in it. Almost every single niche you can make a bunch of money from, but you have to figure out a problem within the niche that you can solve. So mine was sneaker reselling was dying, and it's honestly already died, but my solution was sell extremely random stuff. I don't care what it is, as long as it makes a profit. And on top of that, providing software tools and info to make people money every single month. So that was my little niche. And we were basically the first one of these type of groups. And because of that, we solidified our spot and made a bunch of money. And also, in terms of finding something different within your niche, it could be as simple as just marketing on a different platform. So again, with this, everyone was kind of on Twitter with the sneaker reselling, but I was one of the first people that just blasted it on Instagram, and that carved out my own lane as well. People weren't utilizing it, so it gave me a blue ocean. So take advantage of those things. If you see people on one social media, you can go to another, and that applies for a lot of different niches. And it's not like this thing has had the exact same offer year over year. It actually changes every single year. Like I said, you got to iterate these things. So it first started off with just kind of those, but we added things every single year. Like when NFTs were popping off, we added a big NFT section. Really just anything that can make you money. I try to add it in as a rule within the Discord. Now, you don't want to go around switching your niches like crazy, but you always want to be updating the product. It's just so important. But going into the marketing here, so the main platforms that I use, Instagram and TikTok, definitely the main ones. I just really like short form video in terms of this type of low ticket community. Because the thing about low ticket is you have to explode it to the masses. You really need to garner a lot of views. This thing is not good for if you're just getting a small amount of views. Now, you can make a bunch of money off a high ticket on small amount of views, but people are only paying about $79 a month, and you need a lot of heads to be able to convert those. And then we also have Twitter, which I really don't keep up to date on. And then any sort of referrals, any sort of affiliate networks also can account for the marketing. Now, going into what the content kind of looks like. So I will switch up a little bit. So sometimes I'll have a value-based content and sometimes I'll have the authority-based content. So let's go ahead and roll through what that kind of looks like. Go with selling brand new iPads for 60% off. So right here, I'm going over these 60% off new iPads. Now, these weren't actually active when I posted this because it was one of those fast deals, but I was showing my authority by that I posted it up and that people were able to buy. And it's kind of just instilling authority that way. You can see right here. Yes, they did ship. The deal was actually on Instacart, and there was actually a few other things as well, like the GoPro. but Instacart can drop some banger deals. Actually a pretty insane deal because you can make $100 profit on each iPad. In this video, I was showing how we were on top of the deal, how many people got it, and then how much profit they made. So it's just instilling that authority again. And then there's value-based content, which is kind of different. That's where someone truly needs to get value from it. For example, right here, this makeup, this did really well. It's almost hit 1 million views. You can see 18,000 likes. This is huge mass market, just really publish out to anyone that's interested. Obviously, girls are mainly gonna be interested in this, and that's not my ICP or my target customer, but did get a lot of views and it was a banger deal. Let's go ahead and preview it real quick. Target has a bunch of cosmetic items completely for free. Just like you see here, $0. Here's how you get it. So log into your Target account or create one. Now, this is the most important part. Pay attention. You need to link accounts, and then you want to create and link a new one. But you see, this is literally value-based content. I'm just showing someone exactly step-by-step how to get this free makeup from Target, because a lot of what we get is deals. We'll buy these super cheap discounted deals and then resell it on eBay or Amazon or wherever else we can sell it on. But it's just really well-liked content, and they garner a bunch of views. These right here, I think I got about 6 to 8 million views just alone from the month of August. And over the years, that's kind of just how I've gone along the line. Whether that's giving out value or giving out authority, really always does well. Now, remember how I mentioned how you can actually do this faceless? Well, if we go down, I was faceless and anonymous for actually a large part of Book Alpha. So just to peel back all the way to 2021, I was faceless basically for all this. And especially during 2020, 2019, I was completely anonymous. We got in when there was only 200 people in the Discord. We secured our whitelist for 0.06 ETH. It's selling for 0.3 to up to 3 ETH for the rares. Now, mind you, this was just a different time of the Instagram. This would do terrible now as that video, but did well. Honestly, the social media has kept strong.
I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Book a Resell. Thank you guys so much. You've helped so much, my goal.
But yes, majority of the content, just hooking them into something they can resell, make money on, or just generally good deals. That's what we've done throughout the years. Started off faceless and then grew it into my face. Now, in terms of where I send people after I have this sort of content, let's go into the funnels, where people get sent to. So SMS, now I don't really do this anymore, but we did it really big a few years ago. It's really nice because someone gets a text directly and it's just a good way to update people. We have mini chat, which I'll actually show you inside of and exactly what it looks like and how to set it up. This is the Instagram automation tool that automatically replies to people, and it can send them to different places as well. Highly recommend it if you're sending any sort of guides, anything's out through the stories. Over recently though, hands down the main way that I funnel people is into our free Discord. So we have a free Discord and then that goes into the paid Discord. So you can see right here, just starting with the authority figure, which really is the brand. It's kind of my face, but overall, this started as a brand and it's really more along the lines of that, especially because it's a low ticket community. If it was something like an influencer or a big personal brand, obviously they would be the authority. It wouldn't really be the brand. So let's go ahead and show the funnel right now. Again, funnel is basically just making someone who is super cold and knows nothing about you and turning them into a paid customer. You have to bring them down the line to make them actually want to buy something. So going through one example right now, have the authority figure, which is the brand, BOA. It's not like there's an influencer, anything around it, or a big personal brand. Otherwise, they would be the authority figure, but I'd really say it's mainly just the brand as a whole. So starting off with the value-based content. So here's an example fully running down through the funnel. So we have 90% off Legos at Walmart. This is extremely profitable. If you don't know, Lego sells super well, but I make it so people comment Lego. And let's go ahead and show you into the mini chat. When someone comments something like that, then they go through the automation. You can do this manually, but it's just gonna be too hard to keep up on. If you have a bunch of comments or the page is popping, it's just too difficult. It's so much easier with mini chat. And it's not crazy expensive either, but going through here, this is the mini chat, this is the automation part. So this is the whole workflow right here. So going through Lego, when someone comments, then they get the reply in the DM. And a lot of these conversions within mini chat, it's someone commenting something and then they get a free guide. And this kind of just boosts up the page as a whole because Instagram sees it as a bunch of people commenting, and then finally they get sent the guide and then they're able to make money from it or whatever you want to do with it. But in this case, I'm really trying to make someone money with whatever guide I'm sending them to. So really you're just gaining rapport and trust every single step of the way. So giving them that value-based content, whether that's free Legos or showing them how to do a bank bonus where they can make money, it's something profitable. And then there's a free guide to show them how to make even more money or solidify it. And I'm just throwing a bunch of free guides out there. I'm just giving a bunch of sauce. And eventually that person turns into a paid customer. They want to make even more money, so they need to go to the paid community where all the resources are. And the text funnel, really don't do it anymore, but showing how you can bring them to a bunch of different things, and it's just gaining that trust, gaining that rapport until they finally do become a paid customer. But these right here all connect. This niche and offer, it's going to affect how you do your marketing. If you don't have a good niche or offer, your marketing is going to be jank. It's just not going to work. And it even applies to the funnels, whatever pain point you're trying to solve. You want to make sure that the funnel is just helping them out more and more, or however you can help out. So let's go into the actual community. Now, it's kind of a combination of information and software. Like Like I said, you can make money on the software part of this. However, it's definitely heavy information, I would say, but they kind of actually work together and you can apply this to a bunch of different communities. Don't be short-sighted and think it has to be purely information or purely just software. Doing both can make it a really successful community. But rolling into the Discord, let's go ahead and pull up an example. But right here, it's the information showing them that there is a profitable release. And then on top of that, there's software. So the software is showing you when this thing comes into stock so that people can buy it and they have that upper edge. Now, mind you, this looks super chaotic right now, but if you look at what I'm scrolling through, these are all monitors. It's monitoring when profitable items come in on a bunch of different websites. It's a little hectic for me because I'm on the admin side, so it's showing there more than there should be, but it just goes to show you there's a bunch of different information here. So it's kind of using the combo. It's having admins and administrators coming through, seeing what's good, looking through all the monitors, and then pinging when there is something solid. And then that goes back to the community. They have something to go in. And then there's a bunch of chats that people can chat in. Overall, it's mainly just productive chats. You can see all these chats that people can talk in, and they can kind of share that information amongst themselves as well. So we have in-store hunch chat, people going in store, trying to find profitable items, collectibles chat, people trying to find profitable collectibles. Now, this is a community. I try to keep people talking in the chats, but also at the same time, keeping it productive so that people can make money. So another example is showing the information. So administrators are finding profitable items. So something like this Bratz Mean Girls. Here, the information post is out. Buy it for $60, and then it's loaded up into the monitors, so it's using that software part, and then people were able to buy it off the monitors and then resell for 200 plus. So it's just having that information in the software, everything kind of flowing. And mind you, this stuff has to keep updated. If it doesn't, people just cancel. That's the thing about low ticket Discord like this, but it makes it so the product is really solid and that people are generally always really happy. So going into it with overall the retention and ascension, this is super important with something like a community. You want people staying, and you also want to see other products that they can get into. So right here with the free Discord, you can see they're making money with some stuff. This is a survey, and there was some other gift card that they won from. But $100, $70, just little things here and there to show them that they can make money online and that we have the authority to do so. And then they're brought into the paid Discord where they can make a lot more. So it's $79 a month, and this guy making literally over $4,000 profit with these pair of tickets right here. So they go into that free Discord. They see what they like, they see what money they can make, and I'll just show that real quick as well. You can see people just going for random deals, finding random stuff that they can get, free gift cards or whatever. You can see how much the success amplifies when they do get into the paid Discord. There's just so many more resources. And then there's additional packages as well, such as mid-ticket Amazon FBA. Now, Amazon is much more serious. This is for the people really trying to level up, but it goes to show you how people can get into reselling with the low ticket. And if they really want to level up, they can go to something like Amazon where this guy made $1 million. So something like Amazon, obviously this is a bunch more work, $1 million in revenue. That's not a light number. But again, it's just feeding them more information. By this time, you've shown them that you can make a bunch of money. So giving them something additional like a package like this FBA, people again are just going to make more money. So why wouldn't they if they do want to put the time into it? Right here, here's some Amazon specific leads that people can buy. And this is only for people that buy that section. So again, with the Ascension, it's really just seeing what people are actually wanting to get into. If they're not willing to throw money, that means they're not willing to put in the time or effort into it as a rule. Because money talks, that's just the simplicity of it. So if someone wants to stay in the free, that's fine. But if they really want to make big money, they're going to have to pay that $79. And then if they really want to take this to the next level and have a more consistent income, then they're going to have to learn with Amazon FBA, which is the way to make it actually sustainably. And each one has significant product differences. So overall, this is the ascension for it. This is definitely one of the tougher ways. Again, you're starting with super low ticket and bringing them up. $79 a month is really low ticket. To give you an idea, I know people selling $30,000 up to $70,000 high ticket packages. It goes to show you how high this can get. But with this method, I've really proved it with the brand that we can make people a bunch of money and they send up if they want to. So obviously retention is super important with the low ticket community. You want to sell that monthly income as consistent as possible. That way you can pay any of your expenses, and you also want to make it so you have your own consistent income. And the thing you got to remember, if you're running heavy low ticket, people can cancel at any time. You got to be on top of your game. So going with these rough numbers right here, let's just say the 5 to 6%. Historically, it is a lot lower than 5 to 6%, but we'll roll with it for this video. Things that affect the churn for the business overall, Q4. That's going to decrease the churn because Q4 just goes crazy with e-commerce. Everyone's buying, so people are able to make more money. And a lot of the season members, they know that. So sometimes they'll even come back for Q4. Now they can make money at any time, but overall the churn is lower during Q4. And overall, simplifying the channels. What you see here is a lot more chaotic. It's a lot of archive channels, a lot of stuff that we don't use or it's in testing. For a user, they're seeing about half of it. I'm not trying to inundate them and throw a bunch of stuff at them. I want to make it so they see as little things as possible. And the big thing too with the churn is adding to the product. If I just made this exactly how it was in 2018, guess what? It would have died in 2018. But again, I'm literally always adding things like this Best Buy monitor right here, monitoring for big deals on Best Buy. Just made that. that. I'm always trying to see what can I add where people are going to want to stay and make more money. I'm always trying to think ahead too. What is someone going to want to use a year from now? What's actually going to make them bread? So going by industry to industry, it'll kind of affect the churn. You definitely do not want this over 20% or anything like that. That means there is something definitely really wrong. And then obviously also having a good vibe in the chats. If it's just straight banter or people posting brain rot and people aren't making money, it's definitely going to affect the churn rate, because we're here to make money online. If you're not making money online, what's the point? You know, someone's just going to leave, and it also affects your credibility as well. So obviously the community, the retention and ascension all kind of go hand in hand, and it all kind of comes together. But let's go ahead and check out the systems as well. But going through it, the way I have it set up roughly right here is admin 1, admin 2, I'm admin 2. And if you look at it, you can see right here, I'm on the growth side, and then my other admin is more on the operation side. So what's happening actually with inside the Discord. So with me, I'm trying to see what's going on with social media. Either I'll be talking to editors, we'll be going back and forth, or even the affiliate team, you know, that's going through me. And whatever we come together with, that's going to be our social media. That's going to be our presence. That's how people see that we're online and that we're alive. And then I have VAs for different assistant work. It's nothing crazy, but they do help out. And then the devs, they're not really on the growth side. That's basically pure ops, but I've ran with development and software before, so I handle that. Now with this devs, it's definitely primarily one developer, but other people in there as well to help. And then the dotted line kind of just shows products or people flowing into it. It's not necessarily someone speaking, but it's just going to show whatever they output goes back into the community directly. So with that social media, then they are funneled into the free community. The people all roll into there. I have a free server mod that helps out with that, whether that's posting content in the free server or that's just helping out moderating or talking in tickets. And then the people from the free community go into the paid community. Now with the admin up more on the operation side, there is a bunch of different info in here. Now it may seem like I'm just going crazy. Really, 20 plus helpers? Are you sure? No, seriously, there's so many different people that throw information out. Now, primarily, it's a couple mods that I can rely on, and these mods are all respected within their own niche and kind of have their own thing that they like to do. So like one would be like a ticket reselling mod, one like an in-store clearance mod, you know, just experts within each niche that can help out. And then kind of going tertiary is this info helpers. This is people with just additional info. They may stick around, they may not, but either way, just people that do help out very consistently. And this all flows back to the community. And the crazy thing with a community like this, if you have a really, really sustainable one, the community is also giving back as well. But overall, the majority of the information definitely has to come from a higher power, which is the admins, mods, info helpers, something reliable. Because end of the day, they are paying, so they are going to expect some sort of service in return. And then obviously also getting the software as well. Now, if you're a content creator, you're a personal brand, I don't think that you should just stare at the social media and have no idea what's going on the operations side. Some of the best CEOs, they're literally going on the ground floor and seeing how things are running. Now, it's not like I can talk to every single person on the operations side every second of the day, but still, you gotta check in and see what's good. Otherwise, the product is probably gonna decrease. Now, it may seem like I'm talking to a bunch of different people. It may seem like it's overwhelming, but a lot of this comes down to how well people are trained. The more well they're trained, guess what? The less questions you're gonna get. So it's really important with something like this. And within that systems, I have SOPs. Now, these are really important no matter what you're really doing. If you don't know what a SOP is, it stands for Standard Operating Procedure. Basically, it's telling someone what to do in a role step by step. Now, this is blurred out right now because SOPs are valuable and I can't just air it out like that. But it's just showing you that you want things step by step and you want everything out there. The more you can put it in it, the better. Because the one thing I got wrong for a while is I wouldn't make it super, super detailed and I'd still get questions. But seriously, the more you throw in it, the less questions you'll get. And if you think you're repeating yourself, honestly, it's fine. Again, it'll probably mitigate more questions. Now, on top of the written part, I also do a video part as well. And a cool little trick tip for you, what you can actually do with the Loom is take the transcript, bring it into ChatGPT, and then tell them to make an SOP out of it. And then they'll mark it down step by step. And a part with the SOPs as well is just also hands-on training to make sure that people know exactly what they're doing. So there's a training process along as well with this. And a big thing too is looking at the data. The more I look at data, the more concrete of a decision I can have. It tells me what to do with my business. And it can be a lot of different things. Like right here with the page visits, I'm seeing how many times someone goes to my page after watching a video on social media, how they're going through the funnel. That's really important because it tells me how well are my videos performing, and then also how is it converting into paid memberships. And also another thing as well is I'll give feedback forms and see what they're liking in the Discord and what they're disliking. So like right here, what's your favorite section of BOA? I want to see what people are making money on so I can double down on that. So whatever I'm doing, whether that's structuring a team and I'm restructuring something like the system, I'm going to do it most likely based off of data. And sometimes it will be something maybe not purely data oriented. If it's me talking to a community or talking to a mod or back to my admin and seeing how things are going. But data really does tell all and it doesn't really lie. You can see how this kind of just flows all together. Now, you don't want any one of these lacking. One of these lacks, you make less money. It's just as simple as that. but it's keeping up to date on things and making sure that people are just making money end of the day, and they'll make you money. In terms of the expenses, you can make communities super lean. I know people with 95, 99% profit margin communities. Now my profit margin is lower, but because I have proprietary things like developers, that in turn helps out the churn rate, so people stick around longer. And I can base that off of what I do within here. So again, data-backed decisions telling me what to do. So here are the main products that I do use right here. So for the organization, I'm talking to-do list for me personally for the day or the week. SOPs, I'm rocking with Google Docs. Google Docs is the GOAT. I don't really like Notion, to be honest. It's all right. I've used it for some free templates on this channel, but nothing beats Google Docs. It may not seem fancy or whatever, but guess what? It gets the job done, and it's a really nice place to store things. Literally all my SOPs are through Google Docs. Then it makes it where people are able to refer back to it. So again, they don't have to ask as many questions. And then in terms of the social media team, I mainly have it on Telegram. It's just a lot easier for me to check. And the quality doesn't get distorted whenever I throw videos. So that's really nice. Something like Discord, it has limits on what videos I can throw in. And then in terms of talking with the product team, this is primarily through Discord. So if anything is actually in the Discord and there's information or any sort of software, it's going to be in here. Now, again, I have it blurred out because this is personal info. We're talking back and forth on what's profitable for the members. So I have it kind of separated there, but anything on the Discord side, I'm going to keep on Discord. And social media, I keep the Telegram. Just kind of personal preferences on that one. And then I have mini chat for the conversion, so I'm able to automate and grow the page. So there you guys have it. This is the paid community that has made 7 figures year over year over year. If you guys haven't already watched, I have a full 90-minute masterclass on this completely for free. It goes a little bit more in depth. That thumbnail is insane, but bunch of free sauce in there as well. These communities really are so powerful. They're sustainable and you can scale them and you can really make some life-changing money with it. It changed my life. Whether you've never started a paid community or you have an existing info product, I highly recommend tuning into my email list. I have a bunch of free game in there. It's tailored just for you. It's me personally writing. It's not just some automated message. I throw a bunch of social media growth hacks, scaling, retention hacks for any sort of communities. So yes, recommend hopping in there, but glad I could go over this. It feels like everyone always tries to keep it a secret for anything info product wise. So if you want more free game, make sure to hop in there. And it was really fun going over the details since everyone tries to hide stuff, but this is an active running business and you saw the behind the scenes of it. I love this channel because I can just air everything out, give out game and help you guys out. Got some more bangers on the way. I appreciate you guys and I'll catch you in the next one.